What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Southall, back again with another review, and today I'm here with my WWE SummerSlam 2018 review, the 31st SummerSlam in history, and also been 30 years since the original SummerSlam. So, how does this SummerSlam weigh up with some of the other SummerSlams we've seen in the past? And for me personally, this was a really damn good show. I really enjoyed SummerSlam this year. I know I had a few people say they didn't like it, but honestly, who fucking cares? I'm sure there's someone watching this right now who didn't like it, and if you don't like it, well, oh well, that's just your opinion. But we're going to get right into the show, so we'll talk about the pre-show matches, which I didn't see the pre-show. I did see the Cruiserweight title match, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So first off, we had Lana and Rusev versus Zelina, Vega, and Andrade, Cien, Almas. Zelina, Vega, and Cien, Almas picked up the win in this one, which I predicted correctly. I'm not sure how I did predictions-wise. I think I was pretty decent, but there were some of them that I did get wrong. So the Cruiserweight Championship match was after that, and Cedric Alexander defeated Drew Gulak in a solid match. I wouldn't say it was groundbreaking, but it was pretty solid, but not as good as things you'd see on 205 Live. Let's just say that. And then, I guess the pre-show main event for the Raw Tag Team titles, the B Team defeated the Revival. B Team won. They're starting to grow on me a little bit, the B Team. It might have to take a little while, but I might jump on the B Team bandwagon soon. We'll see. So, we opened up the show after a really cool introduction by Terry Crews, of all people, with the Intercontinental Championship match. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. And Ziggler had McIntyre in his corner, and Ambrose was in Rollins' corner. And honestly, I enjoyed this a lot more than their match at Extreme Rules, which I never thought I'd say. The crowd was definitely behind them the entire time. They started off really slow at the start, which, at this point, I'm more than okay with. If you want to start off slow and work your way up, fine by me. But, once things got going around the 10-minute mark, or maybe the 15-minute mark, things started to really pick up. So, by the way, Seth Rollins' attire was fucking awesome. He had like a Thanos-inspired gear, and his gold boot was the Infinity Gauntlet. And I liked how all of his kicks, he used that gold boot. Like, I don't know, it was just a little nice touch there. I don't know if that's just the normal foot he usually uses when it comes to his big moves, but yeah, it was really cool. And especially that fucking jumping DDT on the apron by Ziggler was really good. And there was like a modified sidewalk slam from the top rope, and then another one by Seth. Probably the spot of the night, in my opinion. I should probably make spot of the night a thing. You reckon I should make that a thing? Why not? And so there was Seth actually got busted open in this match. His head hit one of the turnbuckles, I think. And Dean pulls out McIntyre and stops him from disrupting the match. Super kick by Rollins and a curb stomp. That means Rollins is now the Intercontinental Champion again. And now, after this opener and the night after Raw, I thought maybe Ambrose is going to turn on Seth Rollins, but if you saw the ending of Raw this week, that's not what happened. We got something still pretty big, though, let's just say. So, we had the Bludgeon Brothers take on the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Also, a pretty solid match, I will have to say. Both teams worked really well in this, and everything was going well. Everyone was hitting big moves on each other. Xavier hit a great elbow on the outside, and Big E hit his big spear, and they even did the spot they did at Hell in a Cell last year, where Big E slams someone on the outside like Xavier, hits a backstabber. That was really cool. Also, I think Big E tried to go for a belly-to-belly, and Harper landed on his head, which, that looked nasty. But how this ended was Eric Rowan, oh no, not Eric Rowan, just Rowan, because we've got to cut everyone's names nowadays, grabs his big, mallet and just hits Big E with it, causing a disqualification loss, which I was like, damn it. And it kind of hindered the match just a tiny bit, but not too much, because I thought the actual match itself was still really solid. And these two would end up having a rematch On SmackDown, it would be a no DQ match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. A match that I actually thought was better than the one at SummerSlam. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's really, really good. And the New Day actually beat the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, which like the way that they won was really good. Because every time I look at the New Day and think, on paper and the way you see them, you don't think they would be like a credible tag team. You see them as just like a comedy novelty gimmick. But every time you put them inside the ring with a good team, they can really show that they're more than just a comedy act. And I honestly feel like the New Day are probably one of the best teams we've seen this decade, in my opinion. I know that's a big claim, but for me personally, I think they're one of the best teams of the decade. So, yeah, great stuff from these two teams, and I wouldn't mind seeing more from them in the future. Maybe at Hell in a Cell, maybe not a Hell in a Cell match itself, but just one more match between the two could be really cool. Afterwards, we get Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman with Braun's contract on the line. And you would think that, this would be a back and forth contest, or maybe Owens would put a bit of offense in. No, just Braun Strowman just fucking steamrolled Kevin Owens in a less than 2-minute match. He ran him around the ring and just steamrolled him, and Owens did a big oversell flip, which was pretty funny. He chokeslammed him on the ramp and hit the running power slam to win the match. So yeah, a squash match. Is this going to be a thing now on pay-per-views to just have a 2-minute, 3-minute match? Because I know it's 4 hours. If you're just going to do that, why even put the match on the pay-per-view? I don't know, but that's just me. And then we get the Triple Threat Women's Championship match for the SmackDown brand. Carmella defending against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Really like this match as well. I thought all three of these women really played off each other very well. Especially with Carmella being the cocky champion, constantly mocking both Becky and Charlotte, knowing that they were the fan favorites. Although Charlotte was less of a fan favorite, everyone wanted Becky to win the match. There was a sloppy execution from a Boston Crab off the top rope by Charlotte, but it was still a nice attempt. And Charlotte, of course, hitting a beautiful corkscrew moonsault. And everyone, like I was saying before, everyone wanted Becky to win this match, especially me. I wanted Becky to win, even though I did predict Charlotte to win, and my prediction did come true, because when Becky locked in the disarmer, Charlotte broke it up with the natural selection to win the women's title. And so after Charlotte holds up the SmackDown women's title, Becky hugs her after the match, and I'm like, alright, they're in the ring for a lot longer than they usually are. And then Becky just snaps. She just attacks the shit out of Charlotte Flair, and it's official. Becky Lynch is now a heel. And honestly, I don't know how to feel about that. I do not know how to feel about that, because I really love Becky Lynch. She's my favorite woman on WWE right now. She's my favorite women's wrestler at the moment. I loved her as a babyface, but I don't know how she's going to go as a heel, because when she came out on SmackDown and cut that heel promo, the fans were just loving her still. And I'm not sure if this is going to work. I really hope they change my mind. The thing is, if they really want to make this Becky Lynch heel turn work, she's got to do some really messed up shit and give us a reason to hate Becky Lynch, whether it be to basically piss on the crowd that had been supporting her this entire time, or really do some underhanded shit that she wouldn't usually do. Take away her smiley persona and make her more serious, which she did do on SmackDown. So, yeah, this could either really work or be a little bit of a disaster, but I'm really hoping the first option is what we get. So, yeah, a very interesting opening start for Becky and Charlotte's feud, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, the best happens for them. And then we get to the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Spoiler alert for the ending, this match ended in DQ, but man, I really loved this match. This match was pretty fucking great as a start for their feud. Samoa Joe, Jesus Christ, dude. At the start of the match, he grabbed the microphone, and the entire night he was basically pointing out Wendy, which is AJ Styles' wife, and basically said to her, you know, Daddy's coming home. And you'd think that would light a fire under AJ Styles, but that wouldn't be the thing to light it. You know, these guys had a really good match. They hit their big moves on each other. There was like a middle rope leg drop by Joe, which was really cool. And you know, AJ Styles even hit the Ushigoroshi, which is like the fireman's carry backbreaker thing, which that is some strength right there. By the way, AJ Styles was really showing his strength. He even hit a Styles Clash on Joe, which I'm sure he did 1,000 times in TNA, but seeing it in WWE was pretty fucking sick. There was the calf crusher, which was reversed into like submission clutch. I forgot the name of it. And so he just kicked him, and like Styles was on the top rope, and then Samoa Joe kicked him off and threw him into the steps, busting him open. So yeah, if you want to bust people open in wrestling now, just throw them into the ring steps. And then my favorite moment of the match, Samoa Joe grabs the microphone, he gets on top of the announce table and stares and just looks at Wendy, who's sitting in the crowd with AJ's one of AJ's kids, his baby. And he says, well, it looks like AJ won't be making it home now, but I'll be your new daddy. And it's fucking hell. If that definitely lit a fire under AJ Styles, and he just lost it. He like rammed Joe through the barricade. He grabbed a chair and just swung it at Joe and just kept smacking the shit out of him with the chair, causing the DQ victory, which usually I'd be pissed off about, but it makes sense for the feud. I'm really excited to see where they're going with this feud, man, and especially with this match at SummerSlam and the way that it ended. It's one of the rare DQ finishes that I'm not mad at. And then on SmackDown, AJ was interviewed by Renee Young about the whole situation and his feud with Joe. And so Samoa Joe attacked him during the interview and just once again looked at the camera and screamed, Wendy! And all that stuff. Like, Samoa Joe is being really vile, and it's fucking awesome. You know, you really want to get behind AJ Styles and just want to see him beat the shit out of this, like, I wouldn't say creep. Well, yeah, it's a bit fucking creepy, you know, calling Wendy her new daddy, but yeah, I'm really excited for this feud, man. If there's a match that needs to be inside Hell in a Cell, put it between these two, and put it in the main event. Can we have a WWE title match in the main event, please? Is that too much to ask for? Like, when was the last time we saw the WWE title actually main event a pay-per-view? Like, Fastlane? Like, I feel like if you're going to do it now, this would be the right time. So, afterwards, we had a concert by Elias, and his guitar snapped, which is a bugger. I thought someone would come out to interrupt him, maybe someone new, maybe like a big star, but nah, we didn't get it this time. But, you know, I'm still waiting for that segment with The Rock, whenever the fuck that's going to happen, but yeah. Elias, funny as always, snapped his guitar, yeah. And then we get to the big build-up match between The Miz and Daniel Bryan. And just 8 years of build, 8 years of storylines coming together. Finally, we're going to get the match that we always wanted to see. And let's just say, these guys definitely delivered. I fucking really enjoyed this match. You know, Miz tried to lock in a surfboard on Bryan and like mock him, and then Bryan returned the favor. Like, he was constantly just stealing Daniel Bryan's moves, but Daniel Bryan would always be like, bitch, I'll show you how it's fucking done, and would do it better than The Miz. So, yeah, so Bryan hits a dive to the outside and kicks in the Tree of Woe, even a belly to the back suplex from the top, and just, you could see The Miz's chest was so red after all the chops and the kicks to the chest. Like, fuck, you'd be feeling that in the morning. And so Bryan kicks the ring post, missing The Miz, and then he locked in a figure four and worked on the hurt leg. And so there was a yes lock on The Miz, but The Miz got out of it, rolled out of the ring. And Maurice was sitting in the front row, and Maurice, in a very sneaky fashion, puts on brass knuckles on The Miz, which, of course, The Miz would do that. It's the fucking Miz. It makes sense for his character to do that. He knocks out Daniel Bryan with the brass knuckles, throws him away, pins him and wins the match, which I was like, oh man, because, I wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but that just goes to show you how good this feud has been and just how good this long-term storytelling has paid off to finally see the match we've been wanting to see for such a long time actually take place. And it was announced on SmackDown after Brie Bella kind of came out to support Daniel Bryan and beat up Maurice and all that shit, that they're going to have a mixed tag match at Hell in a Cell, which I'm actually very excited for. I remember his match with John Cena and Nikki Bella at WrestleMania when Miz and Maurice teamed up, and that was really good. So yeah, this is going to be even better with the story they could tell. So yeah, I'm very excited to see this match, see a mixed tag match. How fucking weird is that? And then we get Baron Corbin, Constable Baron Corbin, versus the Demon, Finn Balor. Now, I actually didn't see this match because I went to get chips with my friend, and and we just missed the entire match because it was like a minute and a half. Finn Balor did his thing. He beat the shit out of Corbin, and he was really embracing his demon look. Like, he was sticking out the tongue and like all that shit. Was he trying to be inspired by Gene Simmons? I mean, he is the demon in Kiss, so that would make sense. But yeah, Finn Balor easily kicked the shit out of Baron Corbin as a demon. You know what? Can't complain about that. So afterwards, we had the United States Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy. This match was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was an okay match. They could have gone a little longer, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't go too long. I feel like 11 minutes was the perfect length, actually. Although they could have done a little bit more spots in this match, but thankfully we got a crazy ass spot courtesy of Jeff Hardy. I mean, who else can do a crazier spot better than Jeff Hardy? Because Jeff completely fucked his back up after Nakamura was laying on the apron, and Jeff came up with the great idea of hitting a Swanton bomb. Nakamura moved, and Jeff just landed right on the apron. Like, it was brutal. I thought Randy Orton was going to come out at one point, because their feud has just been crazy at the moment. But he did, after the match, after Nakamura pinned him to retain the United States Championship. Randy Orton did come out, but then he saw Jeff Hardy, and he's like, fuck it, he's already wrecked, and just walks off. I didn't see the segment on SmackDown, but I know Hardy and Orton did fight a bit, and Hardy hit a Swanton bomb in the crowd, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the feud. I hope they have a match at Hell in a Cell, because that match will be awesome. And then we get the Raw Women's Championship match between Ronda Rousey and the champion Alexa Bliss. And Ronda Rousey was so great in this match. She continues to impress me every time I see her in a ring. I feel like she's definitely found herself in the WWE. It's really awesome to see. And I love Ronda no-selling Alexa's headlock. Like, Alexa tries to put Ronda in a headlock, and she's just sitting there like, are you fucking serious, mate? Because it makes sense. She's been in the ring with some scary women inside the UFC. Some really tough-looking women. So this 5-foot little princess trying to lock in a headlock on her, it's not going to affect her. It's not going to do shit. And Ronda just flipped her over and just threw her around all over the place. She locked in a arm-breaking armbar, and Alexa Bliss just instantly taps out. And she celebrates with the Raw Women's Championship. Natalya comes in to celebrate. By the way, Natalya got a great pop from the crowd. Of course, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, her dad unfortunately passed away like a week or two ago. And a lot of the divas did wear pink, I think, to show support for Natty and the Hart family, which was really cool to see. And when she came out, everyone was cheering and happy. But when the Bella Twins came out, why? I don't know. They just did. I'm guessing they're back now because Brie was on SmackDown and Nikki's probably going to be on Raw. But they came in the ring and they get instantly booed because I don't get why WWE has to put over the Bella Twins like they're these trailblazers of the women's division. If anything, they were the reason to give women a chance. The hashtag was started in spite of them, because they represent everything about the Divas era of women's wrestling, you know. Limited in talent, just there for the looks. I mean, let's just face it, the Bella Twins are the most overrated women's wrestlers of all time. I hate that WWE has to continuously look at them as trailblazers of the women's division, when in reality, the women's division was started to fight against women like the Bella Twins, like your Kelly Kellys, and I don't know, just women who are there because they look pretty, you know? So I don't get why WWE has to continually push them as like the most important women's wrestlers of all time. But moving on from that, it's main event time. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Universal Championship match for the final time, hopefully. But before these two can even get started, and by the way, I liked how Paul Heyman kept emphasizing the defending bit when doing Brock Lesnar's entrance. That was really funny. Braun Strowman walked out with his Money in the Bank briefcase and says, whoever wins this match tonight gets to fight me instantly. And so the match starts, and Brock basically takes out Braun Strowman, and he throws away his Money in the Bank briefcase. But the big dog prevails, Superman punch, spear, wins the Universal title. We go off the air. Of course. Of course it had to end like that. WWE needs to have their correlation of the big dog. Just face it, WWE, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Your dream of seeing Roman Reigns just drowned in cheers by the fans with confetti falling from the sky while everyone's clapping him and congratulating him, that's never ever going to happen. You've ruined the character of Roman Reigns. He's never going to get fully over with the fans. Some fans might tolerate him a little bit more, but when it comes for him being the universal fan favorite, it's impossible at this point. You've kind of fucked yourselves. But Roman Reigns, he did start off his Universal title run very strong the next night on Raw, giving Finn Balor a shot at the Universal title, the shot that has taken him so long to get, but like almost 2 years since he dropped that championship. But hey, you know, better late than never. He finally got his shot in a really great match, really great main event for Raw. And Braun Strowman also said, you know, whoever won that match, I'm gonna fight them for the Universal title. And we were so close to getting that, Braun cashing in. But for some reason, Rollins and Ambrose show up as the Shield in their Shield gear and basically beat the shit out of Braun Strowman and help Roman kick the crap out of him. And the bell didn't ring, so Braun's still the Money in the Bank holder. They do a triple powerbomb on him through the table, and that's it. So, is the Shield a heel team now? Knowing WWE, probably not. This is many people have said this is a cheap attempt at getting Roman over with the fans. If that is the case, it didn't really work, because I feel like that's just going to make people want to support Braun even more. I mean, the dude got beat up by like 3 fucking guys, you know, and yeah, it's just WWE will do whatever it takes to make Roman the top babyface, but face it, it's never going to happen. But they're going to keep trying no matter what. It's just a sad affair. But it does intrigue me with where they're going to go with Roman as Universal Champion. Is he going to go into a feud with Braun Strowman? Is he going to turn heel? Probably not. But yeah, that's it for my SummerSlam review. Match of the night. Shit. There are a lot of good matches on the show. This is a really good pay-per-view. You know what? Oh, God. This was a really good pay-per-view. There were a lot of good matches. I'm going to go with The Miz and Daniel Bryan. I felt like it had the best story. The ending made sense. It made me want to see how this feud continues. And both guys told a great story inside the ring. So yeah, Miz and Daniel Bryan for my pick for match of the night. Spot of the night goes to Seth Rollins' top rope thing during his Dolph Ziggler match. The sidewalk slam. That was crazy. How I'm going to rate this show? I'm giving it an 8, man. This was a really, really great SummerSlam. Much better than what we've seen in previous years. And yeah, I just enjoyed myself during this show, which is all I need for a wrestling event at the end of the day. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on SummerSlam, and also, what do you want to see in the build-up for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up next? It should be very intriguing. It should be a cool show, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram's at JackAmanLaw31 if you want to check me out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out in 3, 2, 1.